Imagine waking up one morning to find that every trace of religion has vanished from the world. No churches, no mosques, no temples, no shrines, all gone. Every religious text, painting, sculpture, and artifact erased from existence. It's as if a cosmic force has wiped away all memory and evidence of religious belief, leaving humanity in a state of collective bewilderment. How would this sudden disappearance of religion shape our societies, our cultures, and our very identities? Without the guidance of faith, would we find ourselves adrift in a sea of uncertainty, or would this absence spark a new era of enlightenment and reason? In this video, we delve into the hypothetical scenario of religion's disappearance, exploring the profound implications it would have on our world. Let's begin with a little context. As atheism gains traction globally, many wonder if spirituality will fade into obscurity. With millions believing that life ends at death and no God or afterlife exists, it's a perspective on the rise. Phil Zuckerman, a sociology professor, notes a significant increase in atheists worldwide. In fact, between 2005 and 2011, the number of religious individuals dropped, while atheists rose by 3%, reaching 13% globally. Despite atheists not being the majority, could this trend hint at a future without religion? While we can't predict, understanding why religion emerged and why people adopt or reject it can shed light on the future of our spiritual connections. Scholars suggest that stability plays a crucial role in religious belief. Nations with economic, political, and existential security tend to report higher rates of atheism. Moreover, factors like capitalism, education, and access to technology often coincide with a decline in religiosity. However, it's essential to recognize that atheism isn't solely a product of stability and prosperity. Some individuals turn away from religion due to dissatisfaction with its doctrines, disillusionment with religious institutions, or a preference for evidence-based reasoning. Additionally, cultural and societal shifts can influence attitudes towards religion. So, what if there were no religion? Imagine waking up one day and everything you thought you knew about the world is turned upside down. You're not a religious person. You never really thought about God or the universe in any deep way. But then, out of nowhere, something extraordinary happens. Maybe you have a brush with death, or you experience a profound shift in your consciousness. Suddenly, you're no longer just you. You feel connected to everything around you in a way you never thought possible. As you grapple with this newfound awareness, you're faced with a daunting challenge. How do you make sense of something that seems beyond words? You try to put it into words anyway, using metaphors and symbols to capture the essence of what you're feeling. Maybe you write poetry, paint pictures, or compose music, anything to try and convey the depth of your experience to others. In the midst of this journey, you start to develop your own beliefs about the universe and your place in it. Maybe you call it God, or maybe you prefer to think of it as the cosmos. Whatever you choose to call it, you know that it's something bigger than yourself, something that defies easy explanation. You're not alone on this journey. Thanks to the wonders of the internet, you're able to connect with people from all over the world who have had similar experiences. Together, you share your stories, swap ideas, and support each other as you try to make sense of the incomprehensible. As your online connections deepen, you start to feel like a part of a larger community of seekers and dreamers. Together, you explore the mysteries of existence, pushing the boundaries of what it means to be human. You're not bound by the constraints of traditional religion. Instead, you're free to chart your own course and discover your own truths. There are no churches, mosques, temples, or any of those places where people gather to worship. Sounds strange, right? But in this world, people still have their own ways of thinking about the big questions in life. In this world, conflicts over religion might not happen as much. Sometimes people fight because they believe in different gods or religious ideas, but without religion, those kinds of fights might not happen as often. That doesn't mean there won't be any fighting at all. Humans find all sorts of reasons to disagree with each other. Even without religion, people still have ideas about what's right and wrong. They learn from their families, friends, and the world around them. It's like having a compass inside that helps them know what's good and what's not so good. Now, let's think about science. Sometimes people think science and religion don't get along, but it's not always true. In the past, some important scientists were also religious. They believed that understanding the world through science could bring them closer to understanding what they thought was the work of a higher power. In this world, without organized religion, science might have a chance to grow even more. People wouldn't have to worry about religious rules getting in the way of new discoveries. But at the same time, some early scientists were inspired by their religious beliefs to explore the world, so it's hard to say for sure how things would turn out. In the modern age, the landscape of religion is undergoing significant changes, reflecting the dynamic nature of our society and culture. Unlike the agrarian age where religious doctrines were often perceived as immutable truths, today's world embraces the concept of change. We no longer rely on commandments written on stone tablets or the declarations of a single prophetic figure. Instead, we anticipate the emergence of diverse voices offering new insights and perspectives on spirituality. One of the most striking differences in our modern context is the immediacy and global reach of communication. With the advent of the internet and instant communication, religious ideas can spread rapidly and engage with a global audience. Rather than isolated communities guided by a single religious authority, we now exist within a global marketplace of ideas, where diverse religious perspectives coalesce and evolve in response to ongoing dialogue and debate. Moreover, our contemporary moral and ethical landscape demands a nuanced approach to religious thought. While the core values expressed by historical prophets such as Zoroaster, Buddha, Jesus, and Muhammad remain relevant, our understanding of morality and ethics has evolved. Issues such as gender equality, environmental responsibility, peace, and universal compassion are now central to our moral discourse in ways that were not fully recognized in ancient times. In this dynamic and ever-changing environment, the concept of a singular, unchanging religion gives way to a more fluid and adaptable spirituality. Rather than distinct and competing religious traditions, we witness the emergence of a unified religious ethos characterized by diverse currents of thought and ongoing evolution. So, looking back on the journey you've taken, you can't help but wonder, what if things had been different? What if, instead of following in the footsteps of ancient religions, humanity had forged a new path? What if we had embraced our individual experiences and built a spirituality that was as diverse and ever-changing as the people who practiced it?